When I was a kid, I used to believe that I'm a superhero. You see, I was raised in Jordan, the Middle East, and I was bullied by boys in the street who thought girls belong inside. I wanted to solve the problem. So I designed a superhero costume, believing it would give me superpowers. That's what happens when you watch a lot of DC comics. I went outside with that costume, so sure that the boys would be scared. I stood strong and said, "Hey, idiots!" That was a bad idea. I got back home with a big bruise on my eye. I couldn't see clearly for weeks. Eventually, my parents enrolled me in Taekwondo. It changed my life. I was so good at it that I got my black belt and won 20 gold medals. I was so focused in training. I was so focused in training that I did not even bother to use it against those bullies. A few years later, when I was at university, a friend of mine came to class with bruises covering her face, like my bruises. She was abused by her father. When I asked her to stand up for herself, she said, "I can't do anything." At this moment, I had enough. I had enough from violence and gender inequality. So I started training women self-defense at the basement of my house to empower them not just physically, but psychologically. In 2012, I launched She Fighter, the first and only self-defense studio for women in the Middle East. Everyone was against the idea. They said, "Women will never defend themselves. Your idea will fail." I proved them wrong. Today, we've brought She Fighter's one-of-a-kind curriculum to more than 35 countries, empowering more than 18,000 women. And since I can't train everyone, we've certified 500 instructors across the globe. In 2015, President Obama named me a leader of social change, while my father just thought I'm a big troublemaker. This year, I received the ESPN Inspire Award, and in partnership with Vital Voices, She Fighter will be offering training on the East Coast in the United States. I'm looking for additional partners to expand across North America. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lina, and when I was a kid, I used to believe that I'm a superhero because I'm meant to be one. Thank you.
You got us off to a great start, Lina. Anu, you have a question?
Sure. So first of all, congrats.
Thanks.
Really, really impressive, everything you've achieved to date. My question is around your biggest challenge. So has your biggest challenge been recruiting people to train or attracting potential customers to take the course?
Well, definitely I'm focusing on training of trainers because the more trainers I train, I'm expanding my system faster. And the goal of She Fighter is to become an Olympic sport, so an Olympic official sport. So in order to do that, I'm focusing more on training of trainers and partnering with different entities and organizations across the globe.
Great, thanks.
Any other questions from the panel? Diane?
What kind of data do you have with women who actually took the course?
That's a very good question. So my model is hybrid, so I partner also with NGOs, like nonprofit organizations like UNHCR, Relief International, and all these big organizations that do the data collection work for me. But we also focus on training Syrian refugees. We did partnership with UNHCR this year, and we trained trainers who are Syrians, because I believe you don't need an expert coming from outside to the community and giving their knowledge. These people can become leaders. So
No, but do you have any anecdotes?
data evidence?
Any anecdotes of how you've changed?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. We have many success stories, and some stories are confidential, depends on women. And like one of the successful stories, there was a woman who was attacked in the elevator in her own building by a stranger. She took the course 3 months before that, and when she got attacked, it was just during the day. The attacker choked her, and he tried to rape her that day. And she said, "Even though I have self-defense techniques, I froze, I could not breathe, But because I'm used to training and used to defending myself, she started pushing him away from her, that there were so many noises in the elevator that he escaped the elevator. But when he escaped, she chased him to the street. She asked some men to help her, and they managed to catch him, and now he's in jail for 3 years for sexual assault.
Any last questions? Amy?
How do your self-defense techniques differ from standard self-defense that people can learn?
So I created a model, which is called She Fighter. It has different level system, and we have our curriculum, our own design of manuals. It's copyrighted. And when you teach the trainers, you don't teach them directly everything, because you need to take them step by step. So any kind of martial arts goes into different levels, and it's exactly the same levels we have, but it's different design. We combine different martial arts from taekwondo, boxing, aikido, kung fu, and against chokeholds and weapons, combined in different levels. Depends on the level of the teacher, trainer, or students.
And this is just for women?
It is designed for women by women. So the teachers has all to be women. Kids we have mixed genders up to 12 years old. And after that, it's all focusing on women, because I realized if you have one boy in the class and he's physically better than all women, they will feel a little bit disappointed about their results and they will back off. They would say that's a man's, sport. I'm not gonna do it. But if you have all women in the class, they would feel like they can compete up to the women's level. So.
Lina, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.